Yeah. I remember back in '94 I was based in El Salvador, and I was writing some of the first stories for American press about all of these gangsters, the MS-13 being deported from LA to El
Yes.
Salvador. And it was quite, and I try to get that put into every story we write today about whatever violence from Salvadoran gangs in the US, and it's kind of a losing battle. But anyway, the context is so important. But what you were saying about, the fading of democracy, or as you all called it, the death of a republic in El Salvador, I think of, and maybe this is my bias, but I think of El Salvador as a country that has so much potential. And, but I think more than Honduras, Guatemala, I don't know, but, Salvador had some functioning democracy for a while and has some reconciliation. And then now to see this happening where Bukele, I mean, you can tell us better than I can, has basically gotten rid of all balance of power, right? All of the, the judiciary, he controls the legislature, and who knows with what end. And so I find that so tragic to see happening. And you're right, it will propel more people having to leave El Salvador.
Yes. I think one of the big mistakes that we made as Central Americans, especially after the end of our civil wars, which marks the start of our democratic life, was to give for granted that democracy was voting or electing people, and it's not. Yeah. Democracy is a system of checks and balances. Democracy is the division of power. Democracy is the independence of the judiciary system. Democracy is the rule of law, right? That's democracy. It's not voting. Because Bukele, as you were mentioning, he has taken hold of the three branches of power in a very short time, in just 2 years. He has completely dismantled our old political system, and he's becoming more and more authoritarian. So now he controls everything through unconstitutional coups. But he's the most popular president of Latin America. He has above 80% of popularity. Yes. Democracy, in the end, I think more and more, Tracy, is something very important for us. But that's it. For people, democracy is just a word. If it's not able to solve their most urgent needs, why would they want democracy? They want their kids not being raped or killed by gangs. They want their businesses to run without the extortion. They want hope for their kids. I mean, I do believe that after all the list of causes for migration that I quoted on my first intervention, none of those are the main reasons for immigration. The main reason is lack of hope, because when you have hope, you stay and try to fix things. Right? You fight for that because you have hope that through your fight, you will make life things better for your children. There's no hope anymore. That's why they run away. There's no hope. So as Kate was saying, some put their children by themselves through this very dangerous journey, and some of them are going to die. Why would you put your kid in such danger? Because he may survive, and the chances for that to happen here are less and less. Are of course in the equation are less than the chances of something horrible to happen on the road. So it is basically the lack of hope. So if democracy was not able to solve these people's most urgent problems, and this is the majority of the population, they don't care. They will listen to someone that is promising them a different situation. They have tried everything. They voted for the extreme right. They voted for the extreme left. Nothing changed except the bank accounts of these government officers. They both proved to be so skillful for corruption, right? But not for enhancing or for making the lives of most of the people better. The thing with populism, especially with a populist like Bukele in El Salvador, who has no opposition right now, is that he is as corrupt as the previous governments. But people are just reluctant to see it. He's very skillful on his message. I don't think there's any president in the whole hemisphere with his skills for marketing and for communication. And he has convinced the people that anyone that criticizes him is because it's against the people and is the ally of the corrupt old system. And he's been very good at that. So what's the Biden administration doing with this? I think they are paralyzed. They don't know what to do. They can't abandon El Salvador, because if they abandon El Salvador through the international financial institutions, then our economy will decrease even more. It is already damaged by the pandemic. And what happens if the economy decreases? Then there is more migrants going north and more people and a bigger crisis on the United States southern border, which is the bottom line of everything. So Biden, for the first time, is coming with for the first time, I guess, since Jimmy Carter. He reminds me of Carter in his foreign policy agenda, saying it's going to be based on principles, right? Which are democracy, which are transparency, which are the fight against corruption. But what does it mean in real terms? What does it mean? And we don't know yet.